gonna go live. So our live stream is live. I'm just waiting for it to load up and get us live on the YouTube and get us a share code. Where did it go? Stream is live. I'm just load up and get us live on the YouTube. Get us a share code.
I see your comment, Robin.
Good.
Okay. I don't like my, what is this? I already had one open. I don't like the new computer. Not that it's a new computer. There it is. Okay. All right. I'll definitely have to trim this one off. All right. We are live. So if anybody can see us so far, go ahead and leave some comments down below. I need to get another page open here because I lost our comment page.
Boom, I can see us.
All right. So, all right, so we're live. Today, I had a computer crash on me, so I had to switch over and steal the computer from Christy. And I'm sure that she really appreciates that, especially since today was also her first day back to college. So she comes home and she's like, oh, I got to use your computer for, well, my station, her computer, because all I did was switch the cords in the back of the computers and my station is right where it was. So, but she's got all kinds of stuff I don't use, so it's pretty strange here. Tonight, we're going to be showing you some more information on the 30-minute workday. And then we're going to get into talking about self-talk tonight. Something that I read about quite a bit. I do a couple of different programs. My name is Jim Hall. That's Robin Williams down on the bottom there, and Louis Jolly. We're all been in the military. I like to point that out just for, we all have a connection. So I think that's part of why we have such a good time here. But so I read a lot, and I've been reading a lot about self-talk lately. So I've been wanting to push some of that out and talk a little bit about that, about what I see in our chat and how people trick their brains with negative self-talk quite a bit, you know. So figured we'd share that a little bit. I just reached a milestone. If you watched me last night on the Power Hour, I just brought in, I just ticked over the 1,000 people mark that I've brought into 30-minute workday. So I've been doing this a little while. I really enjoy this, and I really enjoy helping people do better in their businesses. Louis disintegrated on us there for one reason or another. And then he muted himself on top of that. So that's really all I got for right now. I see that I have some issues going on with my green screen, so I'm going to take care of that if somebody else wants to grab the mic for a moment.
You want to go for it, Robin?
Okay, what's going on, everybody? It's Robin Williams. Excited about this because it's something that I want to say I still struggle with today, so I can't come out here like it's, you know, I'm perfect at, you know, perfect self-talk or anything like that. I believe at any stage of our life, we really have to, you know, understand that when we see those signs of those negative thinking and, you know, negative thoughts, that we need to tackle that at any level, because it's just a fear of something that we, you know, a level that we haven't seen before, somewhere that we haven't been, and it's normal, right? It's a normal thing. And so I'm excited about that because I've had experience from negative self-thought before I knew anything about how powerful it was, and after, and it just makes a world of a difference. So I'll share a few stories tonight. Been in the 30-minute workday for I think just over 3 months now, and loving it, loving the process of, you know, making sales, using these simple steps, right? And so I think it's one of the easiest things that we can do to bring more sales into our business. But I still do see a lot of people have, you know, negative self-talk. I understand that it's a little different for me because I come from, you know, a place where I've done so many different things. I went through negative thought, went through positive, saw some successes or whatever. So it's probably easier for me to have a more positive thought just because I know how much easier this is, just because I'm familiar with things. But definitely want to be that inspiration for you tonight to say that, you know, if you're having negative thought, just basically try to push past it. It's not going to be easy, but just try your best to push past that and know that this stuff really works. And I think that's one of the things that help a lot of people, like knowing that it's a proven formula. So I'm not going to steal too much more time. I kind of went into the, you know, a little bit about me and into the topic tonight, but I'll let you go, Louis. I'll pass on the mic.
All right, thanks, Robin. Hey, I'm Louis Jolly. I'm the new guy on the block. Just kidding. That was weeks ago. Um, and this, you know, this isn't all new to me anymore, but negative self-talk can creep in, and no matter where you're at, you know, when we just started off, you're all excited about an opportunity, and you know, you self-talk to yourself that how well this is going to go and what you're going to do, and then you know it kind of starts to peter off, and then everybody starts to get some negative talk once they run into that first, oh, I'll never be able to do this, or you know, whatever that negative talk is. But I always like, you know, a couple Bible quotes there. Just, you know, as a man thinks, so he is. That's not a direct quote, but you know, so what you're saying to yourself will have an influence, whether it be a physical influence or a mental influence. It's going to have an influence on you. You know, we'll share some tips. I'm nowhere. I'll go with Robin on this. You know, I'm not an expert on this. I'm not perfect. I still experience negative talk. I still work a job that I want to, you know, I'm grateful for it, but I want to do this, and might not happen fast enough. So there's negative talk that can happen because of that anxiety over things not happening fast enough. And so we'll share some of that stuff. Just we've shared in the past too about, Jim did last night on his thing about consistency, setting a schedule, keeping your affirmations to keep you positive, to battle those negative thoughts. It's not going to be a one and done thing. You know, when you're actually, we'll give it back what Jim Hanna said, when you actually come across a negative thought and you catch yourself doing it, you know, correct yourself. I've got this. Remind yourself, keep a journal. I don't have my journal right. Yes, I do, my small one. Keep a journal close by and write down your gains. So remind your mind and remind yourself of the accomplishments that you've already made. And that will help. Eventually, you'll find that your negative talk and self-talk will get less and less. And you'll start remembering all the things you have accomplished. And that's going to be that'll be a big help for you. But I know we're going to talk more about it and integrate it in with the home business, the space that we're in and what we want to share with you tonight. So long story there, but let's go at it.
First thing I want to point out is, and you almost said the title of the book I've been reading. I don't know if you can even see it actually. What to say.
You kind of low, Jim, or is it just my end?
When you talk to yourself. Am I low?
It's low, yeah. I can't hardly hear him.
Yeah, this mic was working really well on my computer, and it's not working really well on this computer. Let me put it up close to my face.
That's better already. You can see it moving.
Used to, I didn't have to clip it on or anything. I could leave it anywhere in the room and it would pick up. So I just need to work on the settings on this computer probably. So, so the book I've been reading is called What to Say When You Talk to Yourself, and it's by Shad Helmstetter. He's a PhD in psychology. And a lot of what he talks about is, you know, it's not our fault. And he doesn't necessarily say it's not your fault. You know, you should take responsibility for it. But as we grow, by the time we're like 16 or 17 years old, we've been told no, or you can't do something like 130,000 times or something like that. It's some ridiculously high number. So he even says in there, you know, after a little while, you'll start to believe that, you know? So what I see a lot of people say in the chat is stuff like, I'm completely lost, you know? And then so what happens is your brain, once you start telling your things like that, will actually start looking for reasons to prove to you that you're right, that you are completely lost. So if you make just little changes and say, you know, I'm learning this, I'm new and I just started learning this, then your brain will totally look for different concepts. Even as, you know, as down to little things, even like just being positive. If you get in a cycle of being positive, you'll start to see more positive things. And if you get in a cycle of looking for negative things, Paul Hutchings the other day said, you know, have you ever just jumped out of bed and stubbed your toe and then you knew the rest of the day was going to be bad? And then he named like 6 or 8 things that happened that same day that were just bad, you know, and some of them were preventable, but probably because he got into that negative mindset, he didn't even try to prevent a few of them. So, you know, so I think that's something. He talks in here too about if you've ever bought a car, you know, all of a sudden that car will start showing up everywhere. So it's one of those other things is like, it just proves how powerful your brain is. You've just been blocking that car out up until that point. It's not like all of a sudden they're all over the road, you know. You just start to notice them. So it's the same thing with negativity and positivity. If you're in that cycle, if you're not doing anything to change yourself to a point of positivity, then you will start to notice things in the more negative light. So, and one of my friends when I was in Iraq would say, man, I just can't remember anybody's name. And I said, well, no, not if you're going to say, I don't remember people's names. Just that little thing. Then when you go to search for a name, your brain's like, no, you don't remember names, you know? But if you start saying, I'm really good at remembering names. I really put names and faces together. I have a great memory, you know? I say those things all the time because I believe it, for starters. It definitely helps to believe it, but it will talk to your brain and your brain will start giving you proof of that, you know? So those are a couple of things that I think are really powerful that I've read lately.
Well,
Anybody?
just along that lines, Jim, you know, we both have a shirt on. This one actually came from Jim, but you know, with the tree, the oak, the big tree.
A Batman today.
Oh, you
Batman shirt. All right. Then it comes from a seed, right? And you're planting little seeds all the time, whether it be in your mind or physical seeds, a little bit of business, and they will grow. They will grow. If you think negative stuff, it will grow throughout the day or whatever. You know, I always say, how come I have so much business? How come I now have, you know, 40 people in my funny, and you're asking your brain a question that it's going to have to try to figure out. It's all along the same lines of what we think about. Like if somebody says, you know, what are you doing with your, you know, right hand right now? You know, don't look at it. But, you know, before I asked you about your right hand, you were not even thinking about it. Now you might know right where the feeling of it is, all that, because your mind is answering that question that you just asked. All right. So your mind, you want to ask yourself positive questions, and instead of negative things. When you talk about a negative statement that has something that your brain has to go work on, like, you know, I'm never going to get this, or why don't I ever understand this? You know, your mind is going to continue to affirm that for you and give you reasons and show you, but it isn't going to help you fix it. The fixing it is the thinking on the positive side. Another Bible analogy for you is, you know, he says, let the sick say that they're healed. Let the poor say they're rich. Don't come from where you're at and focus on that negative, on where you're at, no matter what it is. Focus on where you're going. Give your mind a new memory, a new thing to think about. And that will help you on the positive side of things. Even though everybody around you like, you're crazy, that is not true. I might get told that a lot, but it is. It might not be right today, but I'm attracting it to me. So that's what you're doing. You're attracting, like things attract. So if you're thinking of positive stuff, how your business is growing, it's going to be attracted to you. There you go.
That's awesome.
Sense.
Greg just made a comment, and I think Greg might be on last week's replay still. He just made a comment that he has an FJ Cruiser by Toyota. Remember I made that remark last week about the FJ Cruiser at the McDonald's? So he may be on the wrong week. I'll have to try to message him somehow. Anyways, yeah, I think that's really cool. Sorry, I got really sidetracked with that because I thought that was humorous. Go ahead, Robin. You're going to have to pick it up because now I'm lost.
Oh, no, it's all good. I think one of the important things to help keep you on track with keeping positive thought is kind of like just putting your two story messages together. When Jim was saying it's a science, you know, it's pretty much, you got to think of your thought as a law, as what is, as creation, as the I am. So whatever you say is so powerful. And you have to think of yourself being the creator of your life by your thoughts, your emotions, and what you say, right? So once you understand that, hopefully that'll help you, you know, just start paying attention to what you're saying. I have a lot of things that I still have to work on, but it's a lot of stuff that I no longer do because I know the power of my thought. You know what I mean? So you have to understand that what you're saying, you're creating, it is what you want. And I know you probably say, I don't want it, but you have to look at it that way. And so I can go on and on with the different stories that I've had, but just to put one of the negative stories that was like really, really weird for me at one time. I had just learned about this power of our thoughts and attracting things. And what Jim described to you earlier was something called the reticular activating system about the car, where your brain literally shifts through all of this information and finds the very thing that you're focusing on, whether it's good or bad. Okay. So I remember I just learned it not too long ago. No, wait, did I? No, it was shortly before I learned about this thing. So I understood what was happening after I learned about the power of your thoughts. So at this time, I had no idea. I was unaware of the power of your thoughts. And I lied to you not. So I had a Ford Taurus, and I had caught a flat tire. And at the time, most of my life is kind of like you want more money. So money is kind of scarce. So a flat tire, especially puncture in the wrong spot, you have to get a new tire, right? So literally I had, you know, got a flat tire. I can't remember if I had to get a new tire or fix it. Got it done. But after that, I would like check my tires for a flat tire. And I want to say on a span of maybe no more than 5 months, I have about 5 flat tires, because all the time I will go out and look for that flat tire. And so it's not just about your thoughts. It's not just about like, you know, what you're actually saying, but it's also what are you looking for? What are you expecting, right? So if you're expecting something to show up and it's not positive, you might want to change that around a little bit, because I just think that the 5 flat tires, I don't believe in coincidences. It was my thoughts. It was me looking at it. It was my emotions. It was me getting angry about it. And so that really attracted it to me. And after I learned about this, I'm like, it all makes sense, right? And on a positive side of that, before I knew about any of this stuff, me and my wife would always watch HGTV, right? And so we would go, watch it, and we would watch Alexandria, which is an expensive place to stay at, you know, especially for my pay at that time. And we would always talk about how beautiful it is and how we want to live there and everything like that. And so it's weird that that was the only place we thought about. And maybe not even a year later, we were living there. And when I moved there is when I found out, you know, how all of this stuff was working, and certain things in the past, to include, I think I shared my story about finding my long lost brothers before. All of this stuff that happened in the past has started to make sense, right? So it may not make sense to you if you never heard of this. And if you have, hopefully it just serves as a reminder that it's powerful. It's like, it's no joke. Like, you really have to be serious about what you think about, what you put in your mind, all of that stuff. So just work on it and take, little steps as you can to make that positive change and reinforcement in your business and in your life in general. So that's what I had to put out there.
That's pretty awesome, Robin. The fact that people are watching us on video tonight and where they've come from to get here. They wanted a business, they wanted a change. Maybe they're attending tonight to see a little bit from the system or to learn about this. Whatever it is, it's attracted. You have that person, you have attracted yourself to be on watching this video, whether you're watching on YouTube, on a replay, or watching it live tonight. You've attracted it to you, whether you've gotten to 30-minute workday or the funnel builder. It's because you were looking for something to supplement your income, and this is what your subconscious went out and brought you in. We all have come from different backgrounds and belief systems, but the belief and understanding is that our mind, we are creators. Our words, we've all proven it, just about stubbing your toe. If you get up in the morning and stub your toe, the day's gonna be a terrible day. You better go back to bed and get back out of it. The day's gonna be a great day, because either way that you say it, you're right, because you just called it into existence. And it's very powerful. So, we want to focus. We don't want to focus on negative talk. We want to focus. We're hopefully giving you some clues and some ideas on how to battle those tips. Read. I think Jim has some books. We all have some of our best authors. My go-to is the Bible, but there's a lot of great authors out there on the power of your mind. Is it Joe? I can't pronounce his last name.
Vitali? That's what I know.
Dipenzia.
Dispensia. Yeah.
Did I say it right?
Dispenza or Dispenza? I don't even know now. But yeah, Joe.
But you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah. He's the top notch.
The studies on the mind and people being healed of cancers and extreme physical things is a lot of. I would focus there. I would start there, and they got a lot of short ones, 10 minutes, 15 minutes long, that you can watch on YouTube and learn about how powerful your mind is.
Mm-hmm. It's Joe Dispenza.
All right.
And there's a book that I've also got that's like 365 days. It's by the same author, this Shad Helmstetter, 365 days of self-talk, and so each day has a little blurb. So it's a great thing to start off with and put a early morning thought of positivity into your brain. And it's on Kindle right now for like $2.99. 365 self-talk points or something along those lines by Shad Helmstetter. So I really like Shad Helmstetter, and he also has something called Self-Talk Plus, which is like it's a paid audios, but there's a whole bunch of different ones that you can listen to, and they're all set up for self-talk. They're not affirmations. Not that he looks down on affirmations, but he looks at affirmations as more of a kind of a stance in your life, that you don't really do affirmations until you're more of a soul-based entity. So he doesn't call the self-talk affirmations the same way as a lot of people does, and he even talks about how.
What's his name again, Jim?
Shad Helmstetter. He's really good. I find that his reading is really simple. It's not really bogged down with scientific method and stuff. So I really like that a lot. And his Self-Talk Plus program like I said, it is a paid program, but you get 30 days free. And I did that back in like October, and it really helped me a lot with self-talk because I had some pretty negative criticizing thoughts a lot. And it's helped change that around for me quite a bit. So I like to point that out. And I like to point out too that a lot of excuses come from self-talk, and a lot of people don't realize how easy excuses just work their ways in. You'll start to say something about anything almost, and it'll just work your way in, and you're like, yeah, but because of this I can't do this. Well, that's just another form of self-talk working its way into your self-doubt, about leading you astray. So and I know in our chat, the 30-minute workday chat, we talk a lot, we correct a lot of people on some of the negative self-talk that they have, because it's so powerful. Your brain is like a supercomputer, and it doesn't know the difference between real and not right and wrong. The difference between right and wrong, right? But your brain doesn't know the difference between real and not real. So if you're looking for anything, you can just find that. And I don't want to go too far into philosophy, but reality isn't real, right? Your reality that you create is only based on what you're looking for. So if you're looking at positive and you're being positive self-talk, and when we're talking about self-talk, we're talking about, not just words you say out loud either. Words you're thinking is the same thing as self-talk. So start to look for some of those things where you're telling yourself, no, you can't do this, and just switch it a little bit and say, I can do that. If somebody else can do it, if it's been done, you can do it. So and I truly believe in that if anyone else has done it, maybe you can't do it right now. Maybe you need a skill. You can't do a heart surgery maybe right now, but if somebody else has done it, you can learn to do it. And if you never think you can, what's the likelihood that you'll ever get there? So I think that's very powerful stuff to think about as you go forward. And like Louis said too, this is not just business. We are talking about it from a more business kind of standpoint, but that's everything. Losing weight, relationships, all kinds of things come back to how you think and feel about it. I wanted to show a picture that Louis reminded me of as he was talking about the tree on our shirts. I did. It's not going to load up now. Let me share my screen. I made this post the other day, and I think Louis will like it a lot. It says, it's a Jim Rohn quote. You can see there my little Jim Rohn quotes tag up there. It says, God has the tough end of the deal. What if instead of planting the seed, you had to make the tree? That would keep you up late at night trying to figure that one out, right? And I thought that was pretty powerful in and of itself, right? That God really does the hard work. But then I really liked one of the comments that somebody made, and it really struck me. He said, this means we have the easy side of the deal, just plant the seed. And I thought, wow, what a powerful self-talk kind of point there. I thought that was a really cool.
Well, think about it, right? We plant a seed, a thought, an action, whether it be, helping somebody, whatever it is, it's a seed that you planted. Then we go off to go to bed or go about our lives. The seed keeps growing, and it takes a life of its own. That thought, that's why, before you go to bed at night, you should go through a list of your gratitude, things that you're happy for. That's why you shouldn't go down, let the sun go down on your wrath. You don't want to go, because that seed that you're planting and let sit there and firm, and start to cultivate, whether good or bad, does exist. That keeps on growing in some way. And then the throw into there is that you reap what you sow. If you sow bad seed, bad thoughts, actions, everybody calls it karma or whatever. If you're sowing bad things, that is in your life, whether it be the thoughts or how you don't think you'll ever get ahead or get out of debt or make your business work. You're just, and you're affirming it. That's not an affirmation, but you are affirming it. You are watering that seed. So we want to make sure that you want to make sure that you're watering the right seeds of in your lives of gratitude. You know, we all can have a bad day. You know, no matter what the tragedy is, but at the end of the day, just try to think of 10 things that you can be grateful for. You know, I heard of the guy that you could only be grateful for a pencil that he could write down because he was a writer, that he could write with that and started with that. And the next thing you know, he's, you know, all these things that we can be grateful, that we truly can be grateful for, that we take for granted. And that will change, that will start to affect, that seed of gratitude will start to affect every area of your life because you've planted it and you're fertilizing it. And if you do that every day before you go to bed, just think of 10 things you're grateful for. And you know, it could be a person, could be a moment. Grandkids were here earlier, you know, gave hugs, you know, just those things will lift up and fertilize the good seeds. Trust me. I mean, that does come.
It's pretty crazy too when you do that with consistency for a while and you look for 10 things every day. You'll start to put a couple of the same things on every day, but then you'll start to feel like, man, I should be looking for other things. And the next thing you know, you're looking for the strangest of things to be grateful for because it's like, I got to put some more things on here. So what things? And you start to really find little things that you would never have thought about before that are so powerful.
I'm thankful that we have this technology that we can be on here mentoring one another, sharing what we've learned. Grateful for the 30-minute workday that's made it so simple for us to you know, make sales, to actually make sales online with, you know, simple products that everybody, you know, we might have been in our own little bubbles, in our own little worlds. We may have thought, oh no, it's going to cost thousands of dollars. I got to have somebody design this. I got to do this. No. But so I'm grateful for, you know, this, grateful that we can see, can hear, we got clothing, you know, this, you can name 50 things off. If you know, our spouses, you know, that you can steal their computers for. This little thing.
Why did I know you'd go that way?
That's the clown in me. I try to hide it.
Right. It's hard to hold back sometimes, huh? Once you dig deep enough.
Anyway, yes, gratitude. Gratitude is a seed you want to plant. It, you know, my son used to do these. He started a business. He's got a little ring here called Engraved Joy, where he used to do things for fundraisers for schools and stuff. And I had him, I don't know how old this is, but it's imprinted right on it, gratitude. And so every time I feel that ring, it's to remind me, remind myself of something that I'm grateful for. And yeah, I mean, just stuff like that. So.
I like that. He need to open that business back up.
Right.
That's awesome.
I have a rock.
Yeah, I have a rock. I need to find it. I haven't found it since the move. The gratitude rock is missing. Yeah. So
I'm grateful that you had to throw it at somebody.
Right.
Right. I wonder what happened to it. So I think like you touched on a really huge point, Louis. I love gratitude. And I think like when I really learned the power of gratitude, I knew that most people are not grateful. They're not thankful. And some people might be offended by that. But what I really mean is that you really don't know the power of that deep feeling of really being grateful. I mean, I remember one time I had my little book when I was trying to be all into gratitude, and I was like literally writing down the things I was grateful for. And like over a course of the week while I was doing, it was like back-to-back stuff, like little blessings back-to-back. It was so abnormal, you know, wasn't the normal, right? So that's how powerful being grateful truly is. Like if somebody literally opened the door for you, we literally just be like, thanks, right? But are you truly grateful for it? And it's, some people probably say, oh, that's a small thing, but that feeling of really feeling good, of really feeling grateful is going to bring more things to you, so that you have more things to be grateful for. And when I experienced that, I kind of truly understood, like this, like I don't understand the world that we live in. Like it blows my mind, of how we can attract all of these things. So gratitude is a huge point. And if you're looking to hopefully get assistance with training your mind, or changing your mindset, write scripting. I script my first little bit of furniture at my house in Alexandria, so it was a little expensive for me, even though we found the cheapest apartment. But literally, I script the furniture, that like literally writing it down, like what I want, why I wanted it, how it would make me feel. Right, that feeling part is important, and I would attract that. So it's just so crazy how you can literally put a pen to the paper and maximize your feelings, right? Take yourself away from negative people. Like sometimes if you can control it, right? It might not be controllable depending on, but if you literally put yourself in a situation where you have people talking negatively about anything, or just, your business, you need to remove yourself. Don't answer the phone call. Answer the phone for somebody you shouldn't answer the phone for. Like, don't answer the phone, turn it off, So, take responsibility, do that, do exercises. You'll find a lot of stuff if it's new to you. You'll find a lot of stuff that's out there that you can do. My biggest thing is to do what makes you feel the best, because I've done some stuff just trying programs and I'm like, this feels like crap, it feels like work, So just do stuff that makes you feel good. My morning routine, when I'm on my routine, is meditation, a visualization, write a little piece of gratitude, just to get my day started off smoothly. As we're speaking, actually, on this recording, I actually have subliminals that, most of the time I've been good lately remembering to turn them on, but basically they're messages that goes directly into your subconscious mind to help change your mindset and help you attract the things that you want to experience. So I just literally have that up, and that's effortless if I'm sitting on this computer all day. You know what I mean? So there's so many different ways you can go out there and tackle it. I think conversations like this is a huge way. Sometimes I could sit and have a conversation with somebody over coffee about something exciting, and that's bringing your vibration, because ultimately this stuff should be bringing your feelings up. Because you could say what you want to say all day. I could say, oh, I want a really good business, I want some money, I want this, I want that. But if you don't feel it, it's pretty much dead, right? So you have to feel it, surround yourself with people that get you excited and things like that, and you'll just start seeing it like magic. So, and The Magic is a book you should get on gratitude. Yes, that thing right there is awesome. It's powerful. So it's by Rhonda Byrne. Definitely pick that up and just read it and practice it.
So 3 weeks ago, I think on our call, I talked about manifesting a penny.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember, you two remember it probably.
Yeah.
So the other day I found 2 pennies in my driveway, but that was Thursday night. That Sunday, so my brother lives a state over, and he's in a wheelchair and all this. So we don't get together, and the COVID thing made it hard for quite a while to get together. So we got together on Sunday after the Thursday call, and he brought me out of the blue.
That is insane.
I'm not making this up.
That's hilarious.
That is funny. It's like, it feels like magic. It just feels like some crazy stuff going on sometimes. It really blows your mind when you're aligned and stuff like that. So.
Well, and you talked about your tire getting popped, or getting a nail in it or hole in it or whatever. We got a lot of buildings going up around us, so we've been getting a lot of nails in our tires too. Mm-hmm. And so when I walk around, I'm looking for nails all the time. And there's like, I mean, other than a couple of new houses, there's no houses in my neighborhood. There's no traffic down the roads. And so I'll be watching the roads, and I'll find change and I'll find nails every day, like, just because I'm looking, mm-hmm. And it's strange to me because I'm not in a populated area at all, but there'll be a nail right there. Like I
Somebody
just passed by here
dumping
yesterday too. Like,
Be careful, they're gonna think you the one putting them there.
right? I know.
Wow. So,
Right.
It's getting bedtime for the dogs, so
Right.
they're I keep muting us and stopping the video, but Rachel did want to wave back to you, Robin.
okay. Hey.
That's cool.
All right.
I love these things. We're at about a quarter till, so we can probably transition in a little bit to some 30-minute workday stuff. I do like to mention that there is a button down here below the video that you're watching, and that button will get you some more information on our free program. And the free program is what you see behind Louis there, the phase 1 and phase 2 and phase 3. And it basically teaches you how to do business online. We deal mostly in affiliate marketing, and then there's a couple of different aspects of affiliate marketing, and it goes through a step-by-step system. So I like to come on here every week and show a few things that I notice that people are having a tough time with. I did invite a new person that just joined with us 2 days ago, and it doesn't look like she's going to make it on. Let me check my phone and see, but she just joined 2 days ago and is already all set up and positioned to make sales with her new business online. And I think that's super powerful. And I wanted her to come on and just give a little chat about, how it went for her, what she thought of that, how much different this is. One of the big things she said right away was she was surprised by the community and how I called her back and we chatted and stuff like that. So now I don't know how many people are actually doing that in the community, calling their people back, but nonetheless, there's a great community here between, me and Robin and Louie, and also the community that I'll show you here in a moment that we share in. So when you first get started with the 30-minute workday, golly, this new computer is really shaking my nerves.
It's always looking up my nose. I'm going to have to lift my computer up higher.
I'm grateful for your computer tonight. Well, really, it is a blessing because I was like, ooh, when you said something, but I was like, oh, I would have a second computer too. My wife's computer. It would be nice and slow, but I'll have it.
Right. All right. So when you first get started into the 30-minute workday, and I don't even have one opened, you will come into what is called the dashboard. And on the dashboard is going to be a quick video, about 8 or 9 minutes on this first video. And then right below it, you can get connected to the community. And that community will open you up into a Telegram chat. I never heard of Telegram before this, so I didn't realize it was a pretty big app that's out there. But so inside of the Telegram chat, we've got 1,730 members in here that share what's going on with their business, and you'll get some words of encouragement. You'll get some words in here too of people that are having a hard time. And then usually somebody will get them going in the right direction. You'll see Nick, the founder of the 30-minute workday, congratulate somebody for sales. Debbie, she started, what'd she say, like 53 days ago, she started with no budget for advertising. And she says here, started with 0 budget and have reached $1,000 in commissions in 53 days without even having an advertising budget. So pretty powerful there. She's got some pretty good skills. She definitely works hard. She's in here every day and making some comments and helping people, and so she's building a team, and so that's what this chat is all about, is about getting help, positivity, helping with your mindset, seeing other people that are doing it. That's super important, to see other people that are making success. And that will let you know, like I said earlier on, if one person can do it, you can do it, so I think that that's what's really important about this chat. And then of course I'm here, Nick's here, there's a couple other admins here, Todd's here, JD's here, JD Angel was his name. Yeah, and so there's just a bunch of people, and there's a bunch of people that aren't admins. I mean, I'm not an owner of the group or anything, but I am an admin in there, and it's just from working hard in here. and people will welcome you into the group, just because they're there when you come in, you know. So, and everybody kind of chit chats a little bit and gives you pointers. So I really like the chat. I think it's a really powerful part of the 30-minute workday system. And so I encourage everybody who first comes in there. And again, free. There's no cost to that whatsoever. So you come in here and you watch the video, and then they'll tell you to go to phase 1 and start setting up. And they'll also tell you to go to phase 2 and start to read the book. So these are the main points here, is phase 1 and phase 2. I know Robin's dabbling a little bit in phase 3, and I started looking at phase 3 a little bit myself. Pretty interested because I got a buddy that's into that. So it would be cool to share with those same strategies with him. But phase 1 is at least the beginners meat and potatoes of the system, right? And some people come in here and this takes a little while. It's a slight bit technical, but it's only clicking. And then you watch a video, and I'll go through it and show a little bit. These videos will show every single step of the process, every single bit of it. So it says here, do not skip ahead. This is one of the big things that a lot of people do, is they'll come in here and they'll start clicking down through like what they're interested in. Don't do that. It's designed to go from the top to the bottom. If you come in here and you get your traffic and you start sending your traffic to your registration link, you're doing it all backwards. You'll end up losing money. You'll end up losing customers. You'll end up losing your list. Your list is your whole important part of your business. So if you come in here and you start at the bottom, then you'll be doing it backwards. You know, it's a list, and you work it from the top to the bottom. So come in here, do this top one, and then push the green button to let the system know that you've done that step. And then you'll come up to another video. You put a little bit of information in here, and I highly recommend you put in a picture so that when people come into your system, they know who their first point of contact is. And we actually talked about this today, that you should probably add that verbiage into some of your emails and stuff, that you're the first point of contact, so that they know that you are separate from Nick, and that you're separate from the 30-minute workday, that you are their first person to contact, you know. So I think this is pretty important here as well. And then the same thing, you push the green button, you go down through the steps. There's short videos. Usually this one's 6 minutes, you know, so you watch these 6 minutes, and I'm telling you, what did I say her name was? Her name is Jasmine, and she started at like 5:30. I got a message saying that she joined the 30-minute workday, and then about an hour later she signed up for the funnel builder. And then I called her and we talked for like 6 or 7 minutes. And then about an hour later, she called me and said she was all set up. And I was like, you set up the capture page and you set up the get responder? She's like, yeah, I'm done with that. And I was like, wow. So, you know, I did it pretty quick that way, but I was surprised somebody else come in and do it, because it's simple. I mean, if you have any experience, it's really simple. But if you don't have any experience, it's still simple. It's just a couple of button clicks. If you just watch the video closely, maybe you got to go through the video a couple of times, but you're not going to have to do any code. You're not going to have to do anything other than a couple of copy and pastes, and then just load some stuff. And the video is going to show you exactly what to do. The video will show, the steps will show you. I'm going to come to one that has some action to do here. Each one of them kind of has a little action step. This one will say to get your HBA affiliate token, right? Well, you're going to sign up for something to get your token in a step or two before this. So again, if you don't go down through the system in order, you won't even have your token here. But the system's going to walk you through exactly where to get it, even tell you exactly how to copy it to make it the easiest way to copy it and paste it into this block, right? So each step, and it will tell you, make sure that there are no spaces. It'll tell you, here's the HBA affiliate instructions and login. So then you'll go to your next step. And all of this system was put together by Nick, who's done this for like 20 years. And he took all of his knowledge and applied this for us for free. There's no charge for this system at all. There's no place inside of this system to even put in a credit card or anything like that. You need a couple of tools. He's going to tell you the tools that you need to grow a business. And this is any business, a business that maybe you're doing an MLM right now, that you could learn how to capture leads better so that you can learn how to automatically talk to people instead of having to prospect. You can use these same exact strategies. There's ways in here to do membership sites. There's all kinds of little tidbits as you go through the system. But this first phase one is going to get you to the beginners, the basics, let you get started making money for the first time for a lot of people. A lot of these people in the chat are like, I made my first ever commission after doing this for 10 years, you know?
I love it.
It's crazy. And
You talk
really
about
is
something to be grateful for.
right. Right. And it's really so simple that all you have to do is follow the system. I know, and I'll share back again in a minute, but I know there's a lot of apprehension in like buying leads. There's a lot of people out there that say don't buy leads, you know, because it's a risk on your money. But to me, buying leads is one of the simplest ways to see real results. It is a little more expensive than some other ways, right? But it's a business. And so your leads is what I call unskilled advertising. You don't have to know anything. You don't have to write a flyer. You don't have to do an ad in the newspaper. You don't have to do anything like that. So you don't have to find out, does it work when you're spending the money, you know? And that's usually half of, maybe 80% of the battle is, does your advertising even work before you even know if the advertising source works, you know? So by doing it with paid leads like we have, all you have to do is put in your capture page once you've got it set up that you did in the steps we just went through, and you're getting unskilled advertising. And what I mean by unskilled advertising is you don't have to have a skill in order to have results with it. And then after that, once you have a result, then you can take the money that you've made from that, because these products pay 80% commissions, up to $800 commissions on one sale. So you can take that money and then put it back into your business and scale up, where you can't do that with a lot of different free sources, because there's no real way to scale in something that has to be done manually. Okay, so I'm going to go back to sharing. I know that's a little bit involved, but I know at this point we got a lot of different levels of people coming here and watching. Let me go back to the website and see if anybody's asking any questions. There is a chat down below if you haven't seen it. Tahira says, oh my God, I got that book and my rock. Oh, she's got, Robin already answered her. The book is really good. Yeah, and the rock, I have my little rock.
Actually, I got your rocks.
My rock, I've put inside of a heart-shaped,
like acrylic or something.
Yeah, resin. My daughter gave me this rock at the airport. When she was 4, she's 23 now, on Father's Day when I was going to Korea, and I held it in my wallet until about 4 years ago, and she was going to Mexico to get a surgery, and I made it into a charm and put it on her necklace before she went to get surgery. So pretty important rock. So that's my gratitude rock, and I keep it right here now. She did get me another one that I keep on my nightstand also to replace it, because she did keep it for a while. And then I finally got it back, and I'm trying to make it into something really decorative and give back to her at some point. But so yeah, we got a little off track there, but the rock is really cool. The book is really cool. If you get a chance to get the magic, the book, and learn about the rock and gratitude, really super cool book. Let me share a little more, because I want to show you one sticking point here that people tend to get hung up with. Make sure we got that. Okay, so if you have any questions, ask them down below, because we got a few minutes and we're going to end up wrapping it up, but we want to make sure that we answer any questions that you do have. So you see here, we've gone through all the steps, and up to this point, every step had a green button on it. And this is going to ask you, do you want to make more money? I mean, that's a pretty easy question, right? Do you want to make more money? If you want to make more money, you can take this other product and you can learn more about how to do free marketing. You can learn more about how to do paid marketing. You can get on our Monday night masterminds. The product that it's offering here is really super valuable. There's all kinds of training in here about how to do Facebook ads, about how to do Facebook groups. There's so much in here. And again, it pays an 80% commission. So this ends up paying $100 a month. So it pays 5 times more money per month with 0 extra work, because your people are just coming through your system and it's doing the work for you. All you had to do, or I mean, you really don't have to do much of anything, but I like to call people and let them know I'm here so they know that there's somebody real behind the system, and other than that, I mean, you let the system do the work for you. You talk to people on the chat. Maybe you come on here and say hello to somebody, once a month or something. And that's about it. So here, instead of a green button, you have a question. Do you want to maximize or no thanks? And if you do no thanks, or if you do, then you'll go to a sales page. And if you do no thanks, you'll go to the next step. So after you buy it, you'll come back to that spot, and then you'll have to do no thanks to continue at that point. So that's one sticking point that I see people get caught up on. And then I'm going to skip ahead. Don't skip ahead when you go through, but I'm going to skip ahead for purposes of showing the next little sticky point that I see people getting caught on. Here's get your traffic. And I'm only guessing here that the reason that this is done this way is because you're not completely set up at this point. You're going to go through and you're going to set up everything except for you're not going to have emails in your autoresponder yet. And that may or may not make sense to you yet, but as you go through, it will make more sense. It might take a while before it makes total sense, but so you'll get here and then you can buy traffic. You're going to have your capture page all set up, ready to go. You can buy traffic in either one of these options. Option 1 has a little bit cheaper traffic per person that comes to your website. That's what traffic is visitors to your website. So it has cheaper per person, but has bigger packages. So it ends up being more money at a time. And traffic option 2 has a little bit more expensive per person, but they have smaller packages. So it works a little better for a starting budget. And that's really about the only 2 differences between these. They're both unskilled. You both just click a button, go there and put in your capture page link, and they do all the work for you. So as far as how they work, they both work very similarly. As far as I understand, that's the real only differences between them is the dollar value, which helps people. Again, as they scale, you can buy cheaper ones with a bigger buy at a time. So then after this, people will tend to kind of stall out because, well, they've done everything right. But now you got to go to the next step. Go to the next step here, and you're going to go to maximize your income. Oh, that's interesting that loops back. Look at that. That one is another problem there because that one loops back. So once you get your traffic, you actually have to manually go to the next step and go to daily action steps. And at the bottom of the daily action steps is the part that you put in your emails. So there's a little bit of, and my reasoning that I believe that this is this way is because it takes a couple of days your first time to get traffic. So you're still working through the system and putting in your messages while you're waiting for your traffic to come in. That's my theory on why it's a little bit backwards here. But I think it works fine as long as you go through and go ahead and set up your messages. So, and then that's it. And then all of that, I'm going to stop my share here. All of that is done. The whole phase 1, once you go through this and do it, it's done. All you have to do now is come in here to this step, the daily action steps, and do the 3 daily action steps. Daily action number 1, daily action step number 2, and then daily action step number 3. And that's really all that you have to do for your business. I mean, that's why we call it the 30-minute workday, because all there is 30 minutes of work a day once you get set up. Now, how long will it take you to get set up? Some people do it in a couple hours, right? We talked about that. And some people it takes a month, and there's no race. It takes however long it takes, but it's really simple. You just have to work your way through it, and it takes a little bit of time.
That's right. I mean, everybody's going to go through at their own pace. I think if you can commit a couple hours to business, and you'll be able to knock it out, within a week, I would think. And again, the community is there to help you. So, you're working through those steps. A good question that you might see in the community is, hey, where do I get the autoresponder done for you emails? And it's over there on the daily action steps. And because there's a missing button or something, you could expect a question like that. So when you come into the community, come in with, directed questions that you want answered to help you. Not the, I'm lost. This is, you can do that. But what we'd really like, to help you to grow your business is that Jim went through the steps. We do that every week, very quickly, but in reality, it does not take that long. Every time you see this video, every time you come in here, those steps are going to seem easier and easier and easier because you become more familiar with them. All of that system is free. If you haven't gone to the next step and become part of that community, become part of the community, looking at phase 1, looking at phase 2, looking at phase 3, reading the book that's worth millions. So grateful for Nick to put that together for us, is all free. So other than time commitment from you at this phase of things is what's really, really required, and then getting the tools that you need to have a successful business online. We often, and I see some people talk about, it is a done for you system. The whole 30-minute workday is already built for you. Maybe the funnel that you came through when you put your email and your name in, that page is already made for you. You have to put it on your funnel builder, but it's already built. You're not having to put all the elements there. The emails that you're going to copy and paste into your get response so that your people can get your emails, they are already made for you, but you still have to put them into your account. So we don't want to get people confused that it is already done for you. The big meats of it is to get you, pieces of it is to get you up to and running as fast as humanly possible. And then you can learn how to use a different funnel or learn how to use some of the different tools that are in here. But it really is an amazing system. It's the first system for affiliate marketing that I've made money with online. And I've been here since March. I think it's it's just a great system to add to that you'll use forever. Is if you buy the funnel builder and get it set up. This is where it's going to be at. I don't know if he watches NAS online, NAS online. He's kind of famous. He does these 1-2 minute video things. One of my kids just did a video course with him, and he was just talking about the useless generation. Talked about all the generations. And now he's in his 30s, and he's talking about the generation of all the people that are losing their jobs or the society's changing because of the COVID. I'll talk a little bit about the market is going up like crazy right now. But it used to go up on a recovery because of the Dow stocks, which are your industrials, your big businesses. It's not doing that this time. It's going up on the technology stocks because of all the companies that are converting over to replace jobs that they couldn't do on the front line because of stuff like the COVID. So we're going to see a lot more. That's where all the money's going to the market. So when we come out of this as a society, as a nation, as a world, the jobs out there are going to look a lot different. So if you're here looking now, you are in the right spot to build whatever business, whether it be one of my kids making stamped rings along with his other, that he sells at fairs and stuff, or whatever it is, if whatever you're passionate about, this is the right place to be in. The funnel builder, the steps that are taught here, you know, goes across every platform out there, whether it be a doctor office, whether it be a membership site, whether it be your own product, your own business of any sort. It's just that we're giving you, and I say we, meaning Nick and the 30-day community, is giving you a done for you how it should look system so you can start making money, know the mechanics, and then while that's working for you, you could be building you another funnel because it's limitless. You can build as many of them as you want towards what, you know, maybe a niche that you're definitely in. So grateful that you've watched our video and you put up with me. I mean, yeah, me, because these guys are awesome. And so come back again, you know, tell people about our videos. It's up all week, right, Jim?
All week.
And if you're here and you're a member, there's might be some instructions, or hit one of us up so that when somebody clicks on the button down below, if you send them to there, that it comes back to you and you get credit for it. So credit meaning that if there's a sale or someone becomes a member, that they become part of your team.
Right. That button will change for whoever sends you here. I'm going to share a couple more things real quick, and then we'll wrap up. Like Louis said, it is done for you. Here's the emails. They're all here. All you have to do is copy and paste them and put in your information. And that's really the only reason that it has to be this way, because you need to put in your information. You need to put in your name, but that's about all that you put in. So you copy this over, paste it in. Even somebody showed in our Facebook community today how you can paste this whole email in and paste it straight in without editing it or anything. So I thought that was pretty cool too. And then the other thing I wanted to show you, because I didn't quite cover it really well, is the book and how to get to it. A lot of people come in looking for the book because we give it away on a special page. So you have to come in here to phase 2 and go to the invisible step, and then it will open up a page. And then down just a little bit, it says click here to open and read. And then this book is 183 pages, and it's literally 20 years of compiled information about how to do stuff on the internet. And I say 20 years, what I mean is 20 years of experience, not like stuff from 20 years ago. It's all current. It's all extraordinarily value. It's exactly how I would have built this system. It's exactly what, you know, you hear a lot of people say, what would you do if you had to start over? This is it. 183 pages. You can read it in a couple of days. And it's everything you need to start over or start brand new. I mean, I see people coming in, starting brand new, making money faster than I ever did after years and years of experience and building pages from scratch, you know? So it's so amazing to me. It's the first thing that I've ever done that I've been able to say that, you know, I've done a lot of things where I've worked myself to the bone to make a few dollars, and then try to tell somebody else, hey, you can make 25 bucks a day if you work for 17 or 18 hours a day. No, yeah, I don't want to tell anybody that, you know? So here, I mean, I got a message this morning, like, what's on your list to do today? And I'm like, well, I mean, really, my list is do a Facebook post and write an email. I mean, really, I mean, I do a few other things than that, but only because I want to, you know, I do this because I want to, you know, but so it's really simple, and it's really something anybody can do, you know? So Robin, you got anything you want to add?
No, just to get started. This is really duplicatable. Like, people can literally watch the videos on how to set up for the techie part. And then you, like he just showed you the book, read that book, study the book actually. And I think just about everybody who took my advice that I talked to over like chat or whatever, that started reading the book, they're like, I love it. It's so eye-opening. It's basically a formula that you need to, we can't say guarantee your success, but it's a proven formula, and it works not just in the inside of the 30-minute workday, but obviously in phase 2, they teach you how to, you know, eventually go out there and promote other products. So definitely click the button. If you've already registered, you should just start going through phase one, setting that up. And if you haven't, go ahead and register and start phase one.
All right. Sounds good. Hope everybody enjoyed it. If you got any questions, post them down below. If you're here watching the replay, post your questions down below. I'll check throughout the week for questions down there. And if it's too technical or something, then we'll answer it live on next week's call. So look for an email from one of us, and we'll get back to you and let you know when we're going to be live again next week. We're live every week, Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. So we'll see you next week.
Peace.
All right. Have a good night.